Alright folks, today we're going to play a different game from what I've been playing for the last couple of weeks. It's Magic the Gathering Arena. This is a trading card game, and as such it is a little bit complex, but it's not difficult to understand. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's all relatively straightforward, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about all the rules and nuance of the game, but as I play I will make sure to talk about the different mechanics that are going on. So today I'm just going to play a couple of rounds, hopefully win some, probably going to lose a lot, but it'll be a good old time. So before we get onto the battlefield, let's look at the deck that I'm going to use. Okay, the premise for the deck is that death is not an issue. Normally it is, but with the way I've set this up, it's not a big deal if something dies. So first, let's look at the creatures that we have that are going to make this true. We've got Doomed Dissenter and the Deathbloom Thallid. Both of these creatures, when they die, they create a token in their place. So when the Doomed Dissenter dies, he creates a 2/2 black zombie creature token, which is incidentally stronger than what he is. So when he dies, he gets more powerful, and that's pretty cool. The Deathbloom Thallid, it gets weaker when it dies because it creates a 1/1 token, but that's still pretty cool. I can summon these creatures and know that even if I'm blocking with them and they're going to die, or if I'm attacking and they'll maybe trade with something that my opponent has, I'll still get more value out of them from their death. But we're going to take that a step further with cards like Verdant Rebirth. Until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to its owner's hand, and I get to draw a card. So if I'm attacking and I know something's going to die or whatever, boom, I pop Verdant Rebirth, and it comes right back to my hand. So if I do that on the Doomed Dissenter, he dies, he makes a zombie, and then he comes back to my hand. I summon him again on the next turn. He attacks, he probably dies again because he's weak as hell, and then he makes another zombie. And that's a pretty cool loop that we've got going on. So to make that loop even more consistent, we have the Gravedigger. When the Gravedigger enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So if Doomed Dissenter is just chilling in the graveyard, bring him back. So I have 2 Verdant Rebirths and 2 Gravediggers. But it gets even better. Open the Graves. When a non-token creature you control dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. It's pretty cool. It doesn't always get a lot of use because it's kind of expensive, and by the time I get it out, I may have already used a lot of my creature cards. But if I get Open the Graves early on, then I will have a ridiculous horde of zombies to send at my opponent. And there's a few more. Rise from the Graves. There's a lot of grave-centric stuff in this deck. Put target creature card from the graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That creature is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. So if my opponent has something crazy and I manage to kill it, it's in their graveyard, I can bring that sucker onto my side of the field. And finally, the last important card in the deck is Grave Walker. Of course, it has to do with graves. When it's on the battlefield, I can tap 7 land to trigger its effect. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So that's going to solidify the death doesn't matter premise for the deck. There's a lot of other stuff in here that I haven't mentioned, but we'll talk more about it if I happen to draw it in any of the games that I'm playing. So let's get out there. Let's see if this thing works. This is going to be a little bit tricky because I've never made content for a trading card game before, and there's a flow to it, right? There's a lot of thinking that goes on, a lot of cerebral stuff. So figuring out when I'm supposed to talk and when I'm supposed to just sit back and do my thinking, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Something I've always liked about these kinds of games, though, is the fact that when you are matching with people that you've never played with before, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what cards they have. You don't know what you're going up against, and it's a mystery pretty much every time, and that's very engaging. Even when you play Magic in real life, which I used to do when I was younger, in tournaments and things, there was always that excitement of, okay, what the hell is my opponent going to do? And this guy is going to whip my ass because already there's nothing I can do about this 6/6 creature that is attacking my face. But I can sacrifice the Doomed Dissenter and he'll come back as a zombie. So I'm pretty much going to be throwing bodies at this thing until I can destroy it, which is a little bit unfortunate. I do have cards in this deck that can deal with that creature, but until I get that card, I'm gonna be struggling a little bit. Jesus. Oh, man. I accept. Okay, that didn't go super well. Let's try that again. Here's the thing about Magic the Gathering. As a card game, there is a little bit of luck involved, but your luck and your success can be improved based on how well you construct your deck. There's always that chance that you're not going to draw the cards that you want, but if you make your deck versatile enough, then you'll be okay. And I think we have a pretty good hand here. We've got a Doom to the center, a Bristling Boar, and some other stuff. We should be able to do some work. Hopefully I don't get absolutely butt punched like I did in that last game, because that was pretty embarrassing. But it's fine. So we're going up against a Plains deck, and it seems, just based on this one card, I'm going to assume he's going to have a lot of stuff that is going to heal him. Because this card has lifelink. Whenever that creature deals damage, then he's going to gain some life. I'm going to call out Druid of the Cowl. This thing has a special effect. When I tap it, I add an extra forest mana to my pool. So that'll help me get larger creatures out a little bit earlier. So that'll be pretty nice. It's strange, man. Playing games like this, there's so much strategy involved in it and so much thought process. It's very different from the typical stuff that I play. What does this do? When Militia Burglar... When Militia Burglar enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature with a power of 2 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library. Cool. So, you know, there's so much thought that goes into games like this. Whereas when you're playing something like The Division or whatever, it's there's obviously thought that goes into them, but it's a lot more reaction based. It's a lot more visceral. It's action, action, action. Of course, you construct your build, and then you go out into the field, and then you get the action, action, action. It's exciting. So we got another Militia Burglar. So he is looking all through his deck for a lot of cards. He's got a pretty big advantage over me right now because of the amount of creatures he has on the field. But it's going to be a little bit of a slow burn for me, but as soon as we start cooking, it's going to get exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and call out my first Bristling Boar. And then in the next turn, I'm going to call out my second Bristling Boar. And we see the Druid of the Cowl is helping me because it's providing an extra mana, and I haven't drawn a mana. The term mana is interchangeable with land in this game. So, yeah, he's providing me with additional mana so I can call out my creatures a little bit sooner. If he summons a third Militia Burglar, I'm going to be a little bit upset. But now he's going to probably feel a bit apprehensive about attacking with it because my Bristling Boar is stronger than his Burglar. All right, yeah, I'm not drawing a lot of land cards. I have 24 in the deck, if I'm remembering right. Again, the Druid of the Cowl coming into play. We're not getting any zombie action right now. It's all boars and trees and stuff. So there's a cool effect on the Bristling Boar. He can only be blocked by one creature at a time. So under other circumstances, he can kind of gang up on creatures to try and take them out, but the Bristling Boar has that advantage. This is tricky, man. This is tricky. Oh, he is doing work. Oh, he's ruining me. He's ruining me so bad. Jesus. All right. We got to do something about this. But what do we do? 3/3, that'll help. All right, this guy is giving me a run for my money with just 2 creatures, and he seems to have an answer to everything that I can do, and I haven't really drawn anything that my deck is supposed to do. I haven't gotten a Gravedigger. I haven't gotten any any zombie hordes going on, and it's a little bit disappointing. But I'm not out of the I'm not out of the game yet. I still feel like I have things that I can do. I can maybe make some plays here. There's nothing I can do about this thing though. The Sarah Angel. It's a 4/4 with flying. Flying creatures can only be blocked by other creatures with flying. And I have one creature with flying, but I don't have the mana to summon it. So that's a bit unfortunate. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to use the special ability on this card. Tap 3 mana, draw a card. Did not draw a mana. Super unfortunate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the Doom Dissenter. And we're not going to attack. I'm just going to let it rock. Waiting to see what he can do. My Bristling Boar is currently under the effect of Luminous Bond, so it can't attack or block, so it's basically dead in the water. He's calling out another flying creature, the Silver Beak Griffin. I'm on the ropes here, people. But if I believe in the heart of the cards, I feel like I could potentially make a comeback. Ugh. Oh, the comeback is dead. The dream is dead. There's nothing I can really do. All right, let's have a little faith. Let's have a little faith here. What's he gonna do? Oof. This is a little bit tense right now. I'm being transported back to the days of when I used to play Magic the Gathering in Friday night Magic tournaments, sitting across the table from somebody that is a little bit worried but also feeling confident because he's got 2 cards in his hands. His battlefield is significantly stronger than mine, but he doesn't know what's in my hand. I have 4 cards in my hand, so I could potentially do some crazy shit with the 4 cards that I have in my hand. So he's choosing not to attack. That's interesting. It seems that he's a bit worried. He's a bit worried. So I'm going to play this land. Now the question is, what the hell do I do with my cards? I feel like I should play Open the Graves, but I also feel like I should have more creatures on the battlefield. So summoning Gravedigger, taking out a Doom Dissenter from the graveyard, and then playing Open the Graves after that seems like a good idea. I also want to keep Titanic Growth just in case some shenanigans happen. I'm going to just pass. I'm going to pass to the next turn. I'm playing a reactionary game right now. So here's what's going to happen. He's probably going to attack with everything. That's what I'm feeling. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card. That's cool. So I'm going to play totally reactionary right now. And whatever he does, I'm going to respond to it. The last card in his hand could be some kind of a buff for one of his creatures. So if he attacks me with everything, I think I'll die. But if he attacks me with this thing, he's probably assuming I'm not going to block with the... Why can't I block this? Can I block it? Let's go ahead and do that. And then we do that. There we go. Okay, that was pretty good. I applied a buff to my Gravewalker to block his flying creature. That was kind of the only trick that I had left in my entire game. So if nothing else, oh my god, I'm nervous. Let's play Open the Graves. We're gonna try and make this work. All right, this is a huge surprise. This is a huge... Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Things are going to turn around right now. Okay, I'm going to summon the Thrashing Brontodon. This could be the moment of truth that saves me from what was going to be a horrible, horrible defeat. I can sacrifice the Thrashing Brontodon to destroy an artifact or an enchantment. I'm going to destroy the Luminous Bonds from the Bristling Boar. Yes, sir, I will pay the 1 mana. So now, boom, the enchantment has been destroyed. That felt really good. Now, I have 2 mana remaining. I'm going to save it for the Verdant Rebirth, just in case some shenanigans happen. We're going to shift over to the combat phase. Now, I'm going to send out the Bristling Boar, because I want to test the waters a little bit. I want to see what he's going to do. Okay, and if he tries to kill the Bristling Boar, I'm going to put Verdant Rebirth on it and save its life. But he's not going to block it. He's just going to let it rock. So we end the turn. That was pretty good. I'm feeling kind of confident right now, but I'm also super nervous. You know what's crazy about games like this? The fact that they can feel just as intense as something like CSGO, Call of Duty, League of Legends. The level of intensity, I'm just looking at cards on a screen right now. But my heart is pumping, my hands are getting sweaty, I'm excited. I probably just lost because of that though. What does this do? Let me see. Flying Double Strike, Vengeance, Trample, Indestructible. Yeah, that's game over. That's a problem. That kind of ruins it a little bit. All right, well, I'm probably going to die in the next turn, but I can still have some fun with the cards that I have. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to summon out the Death Baron. Hello, Death Baron. The Death Baron is going to make all of my zombies stronger. And then I'm going to head over to the next turn. Into the attack phase. And I'm going to attack with everything. And see what happens. YOLO. Actually, no, I'm not going to attack with the Grave Walker. Yeah, there we go. 5 attackers. Let's go. Now, one of these guys is going to die. Multiple of my creatures are going to die right now. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But one of them is going to get saved with Verdant Rebirth. And all of the non-token creatures that die are going to return to the field as zombies because of Open the Graves. So let's see how this plays out. Maybe he's just not going to block and he's going to kill me because this isn't lethal damage for him. Yeah, if he chooses not to block, actually, then I just automatically lose, right? He's going to block, though. There we go, playing the Verdant Rebirth. He took a lot of that damage on the chin. We'll go ahead and activate Open the Grave so we get another zombie on the field. I drew a mana from the Verdant Rebirth, so I'm going to play that, and that is going to allow me to resummon the Druid of the Cowl. I'm pretty sure I'm dead in the next turn. I don't think I have enough creatures to block everything, but that's totally fine. I think this was a pretty good showing of the deck. I'm just going to let all this play out. I'm not even going to read what's going on right now, because I know my fate has been sealed. Just let it rock. That was pretty good, but it wasn't, okay, that was bad. That was also bad. That was also bad. Round number 3, this is going to be the good one. Well, I don't know, maybe it will be the good one or maybe it won't be, but for now we are going to take a little break, and if you guys enjoyed this Magic the Gathering Arena video, then be sure to let me know and I will have more of it for you. I'll obviously show you some of the other matches that I did with this particular deck, but if you enjoy them a lot, then I'll make some new decks and fiddle around with different play styles and show the process of me collecting cards and getting better at the game, because I haven't played Magic the Gathering in a very long time, so I'm a bit rusty. With all of that said, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you'd like to provide even more support to the channel than you already do, then you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.